There are moments when life seems to fold in on itself, when every direction looks closed, and the heart quietly whispers, "Maybe this is impossible." Yet within that whisper lies the very seed of awakening. For the soul does not come here to submit to impossibility. It comes to discover the divine power within that makes the impossible possible. A traveler in the desert sees only sand. An awakened traveler sees an ocean waiting to reveal itself. The difference between those two states is not circumstance, it is consciousness. The divine whispers through every challenge, every blocked path, every longing, "Rise higher, for your true strength is not yet known." To awaken this strength, one must understand 10 inner principles, 10 living lines of spiritual sight. Each line is not a rule, but a doorway. Walk through each doorway slowly with reverence, and you will begin to feel the truth Yogananda spent his life revealing. That the power of spirit, once invited, transforms destiny itself. In this video, we will discover 10 lines that make impossible become possible. So, tune in. Line number 1. The impossible is only the unattempted expression of your soul force. What the world calls impossible is nothing but a human measurement of limited power. But your soul does not operate by human metrics. Your soul is a spark of the infinite, and the infinite knows no boundaries. When a desire rises from the deeper part of your being, not the restless mind, but the silent heart, it is already supported by the universe. The question is never, "Is this possible?" The real question is, "Am I willing to awaken the power already placed within me?" Most people never attempt what their soul designed them to do. They stop at the doorway and call it a wall. But the ones who step forward, the ones who act even when trembling, discover something extraordinary. Divine help arrives the moment determination becomes pure. The impossible dissolves when the soul takes command. Line number 2. Thought is the first cause, train it, and reality obeys. All creation begins in thought. The body acts, the world responds, but thought is the architect. Yogananda taught that thought is a magnet, and the kind of magnet you carry attracts the kind of destiny you live. When you repeatedly tell yourself something is impossible, you do not describe reality. You program it. But when the mind is lifted into a higher vibration, faith instead of fear, clarity instead of confusion, courage instead of hesitation, doors begin to open in ways you could not have engineered physically. To make the impossible possible, one must become a guardian of one's inner conversation. Replace doubt with determined affirmation, and you rewire your destiny. Replace fear with devotion, and you activate divine intelligence. Every miracle begins as a single disciplined thought. Line number 3. The power that created you lives in you. You're not separate from it. Human beings suffer because they believe they walk alone. They imagine God as distant, as though the creative force of the universe lives in the sky while they struggle on the ground. But Yogananda revealed a simple truth. The Creator did not place you outside His power. He placed you inside it. You are carried by the same energy that spins galaxies and opens flowers. To realize this is not philosophy. It is liberation. When you feel small, overwhelmed, incapable, it is only because the ego has drawn a curtain between you and your inner divinity. Yet the curtain is thin. One moment of deep meditation, one breath of sincere surrender, and the light behind the curtain begins to shine through. Once you feel that presence, even for a second, the impossible becomes nothing more than a challenge awaiting divine partnership. The power behind your heartbeat is the same power that can move mountains. Line number 4. Devotion turns human effort into divine action. Effort alone can take you far, but effort combined with devotion becomes unstoppable. Human will is like a candle in the wind, bright, warm, but vulnerable. Divine will is like the sun, boundless, steady, unavoidable. When you offer your actions to the divine, your work is strengthened by the infinite intelligence behind creation itself. Obstacles that once intimidated you become stepping stones. Tasks that felt too heavy become strangely effortless. In devotion, you stop acting as a limited individual and start acting as a channel. A channel does not strain. a channel opens. Through that openness, miracles flow. Line number 5. The heart, when purified, becomes a magnet for possibility. The mind may doubt, but the heart, when free from the debris of fear, resentment, and past wounds, becomes a direct instrument of divine fulfillment. Most impossibility arises from a heart clouded by old pain. A wounded heart cannot see the open doors, only the broken ones. Purify the heart through forgiveness, through compassion, through stillness, and your inner landscape changes. As the heart grows clearer, intuition awakens. And intuition is the soul's compass. It guides you toward the very path where the impossible is secretly waiting to be accomplished. A pure heart sees what logic cannot. When the heart is right, reality rearranges itself. Line number 6. Patience is a form of faith, and faith is the bridge over the impossible. The impossible often looks so because it does not happen instantly. Human impatience creates spiritual blindness. If something takes longer than expected, healing, success, clarity, love, we assume it cannot be achieved. But the universe does not operate by our deadlines. It responds to our vibration. Faith is not believing that everything will happen immediately. Faith is trusting that everything will unfold at the right moment, when you have grown enough to hold the blessing. Great transformations require time, not because spirit is slow, but because we must expand to match the very thing we are asking for. When you stay patient, you stay aligned. When you stay aligned, you become unstoppable. Line number 7. The soul is a warrior. It is built to conquer limitation. You were not made fragile. You were not designed to crumble under adversity. Your soul came into the world as a warrior of light, clothed temporarily in a body and mind that sometimes forget its strength. Every challenge in your life is a training ground. Every setback is sharpening your spiritual blade. When you face difficulty with fear, the challenge grows. But when you face it with courage, quiet, steady, unwavering, the challenge reveals its purpose: to awaken the dormant power within you. The impossible is only a battlefield before awakening. Line number 8. Meditation uncovers the inner certainty that makes miracles inevitable. Meditation is not an escape from life. It is the workshop where divine power is forged into clarity. When the mind is restless, everything feels impossible. Problems appear larger. Solutions appear fewer. Courage dissolves. But when the breath becomes calm, when the thoughts settle, when the awareness sinks into the heart's silent chamber, a deeper intelligence takes over. Meditation aligns you with the universal rhythm, the hidden order beneath outward chaos. From that stillness, intuition rises like a sun over a dark horizon. Meditation reveals the truth that the universe is not against you. It is waiting for you to step into harmony with it. Every impossible problem has a solution hidden in higher consciousness. Line number 9. Divine love is the highest transforming force. It melts every barrier. To make the impossible possible, one must understand the nature of divine love. Not romantic love, not emotional attachment, but the profound love that arises when the soul remembers its oneness with all beings. This love dissolves fear, the primary source of all limitation. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. These are the bars of the inner prison. When a person begins to feel divine love, even in small glimpses, those bars begin to melt. Confidence grows not from ego, but from connection. You begin to act not out of desperation, but out of overflowing energy. This kind of love brings synchronicity, opportunity, and protection. Divine love is not just an emotion, it is a force. And in the presence of that force, impossibility has no home. Line number 10. When you align with your dharma, nothing can stop you. Dharma is your soul's unique purpose, the melody written inside your being before birth. When you live outside your dharma, everything feels heavy. Progress is slow, effort feels forced, and outcomes remain uncertain. But when you align with your true purpose, obstacles fall away with peculiar ease, as though the universe itself is clearing your path. This is not coincidence. This is design. Your dharma is the space where the divine intention for your life meets your deepest joy. When you walk in that space, the impossible becomes not only possible, it becomes natural. Life begins to feel guided, supported, and deeply meaningful. Dharma turns struggle into flow, and flow is the signature of divine activity. The inner process, how the impossible actually becomes possible. All 10 lines above are principles, but the transformation happens when they unite. First, thought clears, then effort becomes devotion, then the heart becomes receptive, then the soul takes command. Then the universe responds. It is not magic, it is alignment. The impossible dissolves because you stop approaching life with the smallness of ego and begin approaching it with the vastness of spirit. When a person awakens even a fraction of their divine nature, their life begins to shift. They attract opportunities that once seemed unreachable. They receive insight that once seemed mysterious. They gain strength that once seemed unavailable. This awakening does not require perfection, only sincerity. A single sincere step toward the divine carries more power than 1,000 steps taken in doubt. The final truth: you are meant to rise. There is a sacred reason you feel drawn toward growth, toward achievement, toward spiritual expansion. The desire to transcend is not ego, it is memory. The soul remembers its origin in infinity, and therefore it cannot settle for limitation. Whenever life pushes you to your edge, it is not trying to break you. It is trying to introduce you to your real strength. You are not here to survive. You are here to awaken. And once you awaken, what once seemed impossible will seem like the natural expression of who you truly are. Walk with devotion, act with courage, think with clarity, love with purity, meditate with sincerity, and day by day you will witness the great secret Yogananda taught. The impossible is only impossible until consciousness rises high enough to see the doorway hidden behind it. When you step through that doorway, you do not just change your life, you change your destiny.